We listen, and we most definitely will judge. Now, I know I did speak on this already about the collab that Gypsy Rose did with Natalie Reynolds when they played the whole we listen and we don't judge game. But I got to thinking about this. Alright, now follow me for a minute here. Think about this. Take a second and think about the very worst thing that you've ever done in your life. Very worst thing. You know, the thing that makes you sick to think about. The thing that, you still get some residual guilt from that. You're so remorseful for it. And no matter how many times you feel sorry, you still feel bad about it. The worst thing you've ever did in life. You know, for some people that might be, you lost your temper with your child once and swatted him or her on the butt harder than you should have. Or maybe, as a teenager, you completely lost your temper with your mom and said, I hate you. You know, it can be a whole range of different things. Or, God forbid, you, through no fault of your own, you're driving and there was an accident and somebody lost their life. Okay, do you have that picture in your mind? The worst thing you've ever done. Okay, I have mine in my mind. Now, could you ever joke about that? Could you ever joke about that day of your life? And that moment that whatever happened, happened? I couldn't. Doesn't it give you a sick feeling in the pit of your stomach to think about making a joke about something so serious? Something that, may have changed the course of your life. Something that changed the person you are inside. It makes you sick, even if it wasn't that deep. Doesn't it give you a sick feeling? And you think there's absolutely no way that you could ever joke about it. And then Gypsy Rose wants us to believe that this was her taking accountability. Accountability isn't making a joke. And, she's still on this, she wasn't joking about it. Okay, well, this was something very serious. She took the life of someone, her mother no less. I mean, even cold-blooded unalivers can't fathom taking the life of their mother. And for her to say it the way she said it with that smirk on her face, it shows that she has zero guilt, zero shame, zero remorse. Never once have we seen her cry or even shed a tear or even try to hold back tears when speaking on this. And if that's what if your whole idea was to take accountability while making this video, then why is it the next thing that spoke about is poop? Cupping farts and smelling them. After you're saying your mother. And then the next thing you have to say is how you wiped your quote-unquote bottom on a bath towel. You go from offing your mother to wiping your ass with a bath towel. Is that what accountability looks like to anybody? Have I lost my mind and this is what accountability looks like? But the more I sat here and thought about this, and how it would make me sick to make a joke about the worst thing that I've ever done in my life. In my opinion, she's a sociopath, a psychopath, both. And in my opinion, there's some personality disorders going on there too. There's a whole lot going on there. Because to never once publicly shed a tear, and we've heard the whole spiel about we don't see her every day, we don't know what she goes through in her private moments. That's true. But for all the times that you've spoke on this, going way back to the the Vile Files, she doesn't identify as such. as the M word. Now you've decided, well, I'm going to take accountability, so you say. And followed it up by talking about wiping your ass. It's just disgusting to me, and it proves the point that all of us have been saying all along. She doesn't care. She has zero guilt and zero remorse. She might as well have just come out and said, you know what? I love my mother and I don't care what you think. I'm not sorry. I don't feel guilt. I don't care. At least we could have gave her points for honesty that way. But I don't know. What do you think?